Can you 100% Bowser's Fury without collecting a single coin? In my last video, I got 50 shines and beat the game. But it's not super impressive to be able to get the easiest shines to just barely scrape out a win. So in this video, I will try and get every single shine possible. The rules are the same as last time. No coins, and when I mess up, I have to immediately die to lose the coin without making any progress. With all that said and done, let's get into it. Even though I tried to collect all the easy shines, there are still quite a few that a blind baboon could realistically get on his first try. Especially some of the post-game shines are just incredibly free. The 5 lucky shines just require you to go to a certain area while Fury Bowser is awake and jump into a shine. There was one where you had to jump off a platform with Blessy and avoid some coin rings, but I got them all first try. The 4 cat shines on the beginning island were all also easy. You can paint a picture, collect some cat shards, kill Luigi, and break some Fury blocks without a problem. The only small issue I ran into was the incredible amount of foliage in the beginning area. Bowser Jr. loves to rub up against these, and a lot of them have coins in them, causing me to have to reset multiple times. There are also many shines you can get with Plessy. Specifically, the Plessy coin shines were very easy. There are 4 of them, and although they all require you to go on land for a little bit, there are very few coins, and I messed up maybe one time. I won't bore you with the rest of the easy shines, but I caught a bunny, got 15 cat shards for 3 shines, and went to 2 obscure areas for 2 more shines. That puts our total up to 69 shines. I swear I didn't plan this. There are 4 toads located throughout the land, and I decided to group them in this section. The yellow toad is a little bit of a stretch, as all you need to do is jump off a bridge to get to him. But the rest definitely earn their spot in this category. I had to spray a whole block of beetles chasing Captain Toad, and then climb a mountain to kill a Candor trying to kill another toad. The 4th toad should have been easy. He's located behind a bunch of sludge, and the parkour to get to him really ain't too bad. The problem is Fury Bowser decided to spawn, and there were lots of cats on the island with Toad. For some reason, cats turn into little devils when Fury Bowser spawns and try and attack you. And whenever something scary is around the toads, they turn into crying babies and refuse to give up their shine. So I can't pick up the shine and have to wait until Fury Bowser gets tired of throwing his tantrum and goes back to bed. There's only one problem. There's no cover, I'm at 1 HP, and Bowser is hell-bent on murdering my entire bloodline. There was nowhere to hide, so I decided to go ground pound in the water. You're not supposed to go in the water, and if you ground pound, you'll float back up almost immediately. But if you mash hard enough, you can stay under the surface of the water and stay safe from the fiery death that awaits you above. After somehow not drowning in the water, I came up for air and a well-earned shine. Hurry Slip to the Shine is a Plessy timer challenge, and there aren't any hard to dodge coin rings until the end. I'm too slow to get off of Plessy and run to the end, so instead I had to jump off this side with Plessy and then dismount and dive to miss the coins and have enough time to get to the shine. I decided to throw Hurry Hot Cross Run and Hurry Steer Switchboards into this category as well. They are both quite challenging, but don't have any coins, so I can just do them as intended. I also wanted to put the cat shards for Mount Magmeow and Crisp Climb Tower in this section. Even though I have their main shines elsewhere, the shards for Mount Magmeow only go halfway up the surface, so with a couple of deaths, they're all relatively easy to collect. Crisp Climb Tower was a little more difficult, as you have to go all the way to the top for the shards, and they're all in very inconvenient places. They also threw a ridiculous amount of coin rings at me, so I had to dodge them and spam Bowser Jr. to make sure he didn't collect them either. With those 2 shines collected, it puts our total up to 78 shines. To start off this section, let's dive into the arena fights. In each of these, you have to fight and kill enemies to give you a shine. Normally, when you jump on an enemy, they give you a coin, so instead I had to use a fire flower to kill them so their coin falls on the ground. I still had to shove Bowser Jr. in timeout to make sure he behaved, but this one in particular wasn't too bad. I got scared at the end when Bowser spawned, but thankfully he couldn't penetrate the arena boundaries, so I was safe to finish the fight. The next arena was somewhat similar, but a little more difficult. Since the arena was so small, it was much easier for Bowser Jr. to get tempted and wander over to some coins. So I had to get in a bad camera angle to put him away while I spammed fireballs until the fight was over. All of the enemies were easy to kill except for the last one. I got worried after several fireballs to the face that this coin coffer would require a jump to the head to kill it. But after several more fireballs, he was gone. Slippery Skirmish was the final one, and I thought it was the coolest. I didn't have any power-ups on me, so instead I had to be a little more creative. There are two snowmen who don't give out coins on death and instead break apart into snowballs that you can throw. With those, I was able to snipe the fish out of the water without earning any money. The shots to go out to line up, because the snowballs disintegrate when they hit the water, and I only have so many. But when Bowser Jr. didn't mess up the shot, I was mostly able to land them and get another shine. I come out with a new video every week, so if you're enjoying, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on another upload. Thank you. The next place I want to take you is atop Mount Magmeow. The very annoying coins combined with decently hard platforming, all done while controlling this child, is quite enough to put this in hard difficulty. In the beginning, you want to stand on the very right edge of this platform to avoid picking up the coin rings. You then want to spam Bowser Jr. somewhere else so he doesn't get them either. After that, you're mostly dealing with intended obstacles like these rings of fire. Since you can't kill this enemy, I did have to jump around him over the lava, but I managed to get in a pipe and shoot all the way to the top of the mountain. From there, I also waited on the other side for the floating island to appear for another easy shine. Rolling Roller Isle is the final island I want to talk about, and oh boy did this take me way too much time. To make the lighthouse shine, all I have to do is make it to the top. But with the enemies, coins, invisible coins, and genuinely pretty hard platforming, it just sucks. I first rode this elevator up and got a Tanuki suit before blowing up the wall. And then comes the first roller. Since I did this so many times, I managed to find a consistent path through. Even so, I was a little impatient at the end and nearly died. I then jump onto this platform and here comes the stupid part. This island is filled with coins. If you can't see it yet, it probably means that you still have your sanity. You see, in my eyes, every single one of those Goombas is a coin. And with that magical transfiguration device, how can they help it? The spray of coins isn't too hard to avoid for a gamer like me, but unfortunately, Bowser Jr. is washed and runs into the coins all the time. Even if the bomb doesn't blow up the Goombas, there's still this cat shard that I already collected and will give 3 coins if collected again. And Bowser Jr. loves to grab it as much as he can. So I have to tell him there's some buried treasure in the lava down below, so he goes to investigate. Unfortunately, he has the attention span of a toddler, so we have to move fast. If we don't, then he'll teleport back to us and most likely ruin the attempt. After that, I just had to be careful on the final 3 rollers and jump into the shine. The other difficult shine on this level is the key shine. It intends for you to go all the way to the top and grab a key, which you then have to bring all the way back down without dying once. It sounds terrible and much harder than the thing we just did, right? Well, there are a couple of things going for it. Instead of starting the normal way, I instead used the timer challenge that I already talked about to get to the Goomba bomb platform, where there are no longer Goombas, and instead there are these really easy to avoid enemies that fly around and don't usually get blown up into coins. So I was easily able to bypass them and make my way to the top of the island. As I was gazing out over the difficult platforming I would have to do, I realized something. That starting island really doesn't look that far away. In the hopes of an easy way out, I built to max speed, tried to vector my jump, and made a final throw into dry land to skip the entire second half of the puzzle. I did also consider the cat shards to be in this section, as they were all pretty annoying to collect, but there's not too much to say as for strategy. I kinda just got them as I went along. With those 3 shines collected, there's only one more thing to talk about: the clouds. There are 3 cloud cannons in total that all suck massively. You get shot up into the clouds where you're supposed to get a star and run at super speed, killing beetles and having a grand old time. The problem with that is you get quite a lot of coins doing that. So instead I had to painstakingly go through and kill all of them with a fire flower. This might not sound too hard, but trust me, with Bowser Jr. it was bad. To make Bowser Jr. go and investigate something, you have to point him at some kind of land. When we're up in the clouds, the only land there is the clouds. So Bowser Jr. will stay close to the mountain of riches behind us. This flat one was the easiest of the three, and I mostly stuck to the left side to avoid the coins in the middle. I then killed enemies and waited for coins to despawn before continuing on. The second hardest was the bounce pad one. This was because to get several of the beetles, I had to bounce on the pads and make random shots until one finally connected. It wasn't the hardest moment, but it was certainly mind-numbingly boring. The hardest one also had bounce pads, but they were much harder because they had rings of coins and you had to go full speed into them to make it across the gap. But with experience from the first two, I got the third one on my first try and brought our final no coin total to 89 shines. That might seem impressive or unimpressive, and I think it might be able to be lowered by someone smarter than me. So let's move on to 9 out of the 11 remaining shines are almost certainly impossible. This is because they either are or are locked behind blue coin shines. Because of how this game works, once you get a shine, you then unlock the shine after it. So if you can't get one shine, then everything after it is locked and inaccessible to you. That blocks out 8 shines. The 9th shine is the cat shard shine on Fort Flaptrap. I can get 4 of them, but the 5th just seems outright impossible without some kind of clip or something. If there were 2 shines to get though, it would be the 2 cat shines. When you return a cat, you unfortunately get 3 coins in return, and I'm not sure of any way to avoid this. If you have any ideas, then be sure to comment them below, and if you want to watch more from me, then click on the video on screen, and have a great rest of your day.